Welcome to Nerds, Geeks in the Kitchen Sink. It's the podcast where we celebrate the spooky month all month long.
In the great words of Shang Tsung, it has begun.
Oh, it sure has. I thought you were going to say your soul is mine. And I was like, what does that have to do with this?
No, see,
Listener, your soul is mine.
mine.
I love his point that he does. He's like,
Yes.
your soul is mine.
It's a mix of Phantasm and,
Oh, yeah.
Harrison Ford in any of his movies.
Shang Tsung is not nearly as tall as the tall man, the short man.
Well, that's what I said. Harrison Ford and the tall man combined.
Okay. Well, hey, everyone. Welcome to the Nerds, Geeks in the Kitchen Sink. We are going to talk to you about some fun, spooky stuff. This is our month. This is our favorite month. So we're going to go into it.
You get to see and hear our lovely faces every weekend this month.
It's going to be amazing. You might not get to see the last of the weekends.
No.
I don't have, but I'll still put it up on YouTube. But anyway, that's a spoiler. No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. We've got something special.
First of all, if you have spooky stories that you want us to read, as always, send them to us by what date?
The 16th.
The 16th. 16th.
16th.
Please send those to us. Any creepy experience. It doesn't have to be ghost related. It can be, I don't know, just something weird that happened. Anything spooky that you think fits in the spooky month, we will read it and talk about it.
Alien possession.
Alien possession.
Yes.
I know all our listeners have dealt with that. It's a common thing.
Yeah.
So
ghost stories,
get those
alien sightings.
And you can send those to us at our email address.
Yes.
Which is nerdsgeeksinks@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Please send them. We'd love to read them.
Yes.
We always have fun with those.
Yeah.
Also, before we go too far in, please join the Discord. That link is below in the description. We have a lot of fun in there. We talk about all kinds of weird things, fun things.
A lot of interaction. That's where you get us the most. So,
yeah. So do it, please. Today we're going to be talking, I think, specifically sort of alien related things and extraterrestrial and that area of the horror
alien invasion.
Yes. You and I both watched a specific film that we will be talking about called No One Will Save You.
Yes.
That's on Hulu. We'll be discussing that later in the show. We also have a list of favorite alien invasion films.
Yes.
We'll be covering that later today.
Yep.
So keep listening.
Definitely. And to give you guys a kind of heads up of the way our weeks are going to fall. Next week is definitely an Exorcist weekend.
Yep.
We'll have some maybe talk about some other shall we say religious horror and possession movies on top of seeing the new Exorcist. After that, we've got our annual Halloween guest, A.G. Mock. He's got some new stuff coming out and some exciting information. So that'll be the weekend of the 15th.
Let's just make him read his book to us.
I know, right? The one that comes out at the end of the month.
All right, Mr. Writer. Why don't you try reading for a change?
And then we're going to have just kind of we're going to do your spooky stories. And
don't give that away.
Just have some general fun. On the following weekend. And then we have something special the weekend before Halloween.
Yeah, we're working on that.
No,
it could all go
special.
haywire,
yeah.
Things are good so far. It's taking a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, I think you said you were reading something?
An actual audiobook.
Oh, okay. You're listening to something. Whatever. I count it the same as reading it.
And I just kind of stumbled upon it. It is an actual audiobook, Vampire Hunter D.
Oh.
Demon Death Chase.
Demon Death. Lots of D's.
Yeah. So, it's fun. It really is. I mean, it's just a continuation of any of the original movie and any other stories with D himself, and it's just kind of almost a blood sport kind of aspect to this novel.
JCVD.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Sign me up.
So, yeah, it's pretty good so far. I'm about maybe a third of the way through it, and it's really kept me interested in it. So if you have Audible or any other audiobook listening sites you go to, look that one up.
Cool, cool.
And I can actually stand the guy that's doing the reading.
It's
There's a
always a
lot of times,
gamble.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've had like in series where they've like changed, either it started and like the second book got better for the person reading it,
Yeah.
or they've like changed halfway through and it's like I can't listen to
That can be
anymore
tough.
because
Yeah.
yeah. So
I've had that. That's really tough.
yeah.
It's funny you found something like that. I also have been listening to some strange audiobook goodness. Um, I don't think we talked about this last time. And if we did, I'm sorry, but I'm going to talk about it again.
No, I don't think you talked about it
The
audiobook.
Halloween novelization.
Okay, no, you haven't talked
There
about that.
was no official audiobook made for this. This is a YouTuber
Really?
who, yeah, I believe it's called Slash Tracks, I believe is what it's
Okay.
called. I'll put the link for it in the description, but um, he's reading the first Halloween novelization. Now, if you know anything about this, the physical books are
Okay.
really expensive. Like last I looked, it was like $1,500 for this book,
Wow.
which is insane. I don't know if that's changed. I know they're re-releasing the book actually, so that
Right.
price is probably going to change. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's been hard to get this paperback, right?
Right.
Really hard. And this guy is doing the Lord's work and reading these novelizations and recording them. Not only does he read them, like he sticks the Halloween music in there and like
Nice.
some
Nice.
sound effects. It's like it is definitely home quality, but it's like just enough that it's it almost you can almost compare it to Halloween itself, where it's like this was made for no money,
Yeah.
but it ends up working somehow. He's got a little bit of a southern accent, this guy, and no, I love it. It's good,
That's
and
cool. That's
he
cool.
doesn't go too overboard on the voices. He tries to do them a little, but he doesn't go too far, so it doesn't it never like grates on you, at least not for me. So
Right. Right.
but he will do a little bit of a Loomis voice. It's pretty good. So
It would be kind of funny hearing Loomis with a little bit of a southern accent.
yeah, he's trying though.
Yeah.
It's interesting because there's some pretty big differences between the book and the film.
Right.
And from what I understand, this book was written based on the script.
Okay.
I think that's correct. So some things changed, some things got cut.
Right.
There's a couple of things that have stuck out so far. Well, first of all, I finished it. I'm now on to Halloween 2. The guy has done most of the series, so because I don't know if you know this, but they've done novelizations for like almost all of them,
Really?
which is wild. Yeah, I had no idea until recently.
Yeah, I had no idea.
There is a whole world that I'm discovering of horror film novelizations, and this guy's reading a bunch of them.
Really?
So it's been really fun to discover.
Yeah, and say what the channel is again.
I believe it's Slash Tracks.
Okay.
I'm already on YouTube here, so I can just quickly YouTube. Okay, he's called the 80s slasher librarian.
Okay.
But he calls these books Slash Tracks.
Okay.
I guess. Or no, it's called the Slash Tracks Network with the 80s slasher librarian. Look, I had it all correct.
Okay? It's close enough.
Yeah.
You had anyway, all the words there, just in different arrangement.
Yes. But one thing I'm very, very excited for, legitimately, is once I finish all the main Halloweens, because it looks like he's done most of them.
Right.
I just discovered this as well. In the 90s, I want to say like 96, this set of 3 Halloween sequel books was produced. They were never films. I have no idea what they're based on, if anything, or if they're just, someone just wrote some Halloween books. But they star Michael Myers as the killer. They almost look like Goosebumps. Like it's almost like young adult horror is big right now, Goosebumps, etc.
Right.
Let's do, well, we have Halloween, let's do Halloween. So there are 3 of these, and they look incredible. And I can't wait, because and it looks like he's read those. So I'm
Oh,
really
that's
looking
awesome.
forward to like
That's
getting to
awesome.
those. Those are going to be,
I'll have to start those because it's
there's some good ones, but he
yeah.
covers way more than Halloween. He covered,
Right.
there's like Child's Play, The Omen, Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, lots of the big ones.
Yeah.
Tons of Friday the 13th, uh, a bunch of them. So
Yeah.
really cool.
That's awesome.
Oh,
That's
but
awesome.
anyway, I was just going
Okay.
to tell you 1 or 2 little things that I have discovered about Halloween 1 that I thought were fun. Number
Okay.
1, the whole thing is this like ancient tale that spills over into the modern world, right? So it starts with
Okay.
these like ancient people, and there's this murder that happens almost biblically, and then it just, the spirit of it continues down through the ages. So I think they're implying that Michael is possessed
Like
by this ancient murderer, like a Cain type, if you will,
right. Right.
but more of a druid thing.
Okay.
I don't know, like the ancient peoples, right?
Right.
Um,
Kind of like at the beginning of the demon from The Exorcist, that it's
right.
been around from a long time. Yeah.
Old Pazoos.
Zoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that was fun to hear that. And then you get a lot of Michael's time in Smith's Grove
Okay.
when he's little. And they kind of paint him like a Damien from The Omen. So like things are happening to people and they can't quite nail it down that
Right.
they suspect he's doing it, but it's like, no, he was in the other room. Like he couldn't have done it.
Right.
But that nurse had a terrible fall, stuff like that. Um, and then later there's a scene when uh, Annie's father, Sheriff Brackett, I think that's Annie, right? Annie.
Right.
Anyway, Sheriff Brackett teaches her it's like judo moves in the street while she's like on the way home from school. And I think that maybe going to set up the fact that like she is stronger than she thinks she is, and she's able to like judo flip this grown man who's a police officer. So like maybe she has a chance against the Michael Myers. I think that's maybe what they're adding that in there for.
Gotcha.
But anyway, it was interesting to hear him doing judo with Laurie Strode.
That's funny.
Yeah. There's some other fun little ones, but I'll let you discover them for yourself if you wish.
Yep.
Yeah, I highly recommend, and they're on YouTube. He has a Patreon you can join. I haven't done that yet, but there's cool stuff there.
Yeah. I kind of had my own other YouTube thing going on. There's a YouTuber. She's a huge Halloween. She's actually her favorite is the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She does a lot of videos. She does like short films. It's the Captain Sassy Media channel. Deandra is her name.
Oh, okay.
I got on and we did a. I wasn't on, but they did a big like watcher. How do I say this? Script writing.
Okay.
Of a couple of shorts that they're gonna do, and the next couple they have a lot of. They're gonna use a lot of the ideas that I put on.
Oh, cool.
So it's
That's
gonna be
awesome.
neat to kind of see, that I'm still working on like something else, a different media, my writing, to see like my ideas come to somewhat of fruition in a, kind of a conglomerate kind of
interesting
thing together.
Yeah, let us know when if that happens.
I will
for sure.
But she's a fun channel. She kind of reminds me of a less country Joe Bob.
Oh, all right. I'm hyped. Joe Bob comes back like next week, I think.
I'm glad we got it. Yeah, there was still that up in the air after his last episode.
Well,
so
I don't know if you've heard, but the next season's going to be massive.
Really?
It's going to be the biggest of his seasons on Shudder, I believe.
Nice.
Over 30 movies. But the cool thing is, I like when he does the double features like he's been doing.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is they're going to do one movie every 2 weeks and stretch it out for like over 30 movies. So we'll awesome. Have. I love the fact that we're just going to have Joe Bob for the next like year.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. So looking forward to that. Yeah. Well, anything else that we need to cover before we get to
Well, before we get
alien
to the
stuff?
alien stuff,
Oh,
just
right.
to give us a little tease of Halloween, I sent you a video or a trailer of a new movie that's coming out.
Let me get my screen showed up.
It is a foreign film called When Evil Lurks.
Yes.
It comes out in theaters, limited run in theaters on the 6th, and then it's Shudder the 27th.
27th or 28th, something like that.
Yeah.
We talked about it earlier and I've already forgotten. So that's me. There we go. You should be able to see that.
So the main thing is go see this in theaters if you can first.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen what the release actually looks like for theatrical.
Right.
The thing to know, and the thing that's important to me, and I actually have not seen this trailer yet.
Yes.
But the thing that's most important to me is that this is directed by the director of Terrified.
Yes.
Not Terrifier, not the clown guy. We love you, but not that.
Yes.
This is the guy who did Terrified, which is a movie I've probably seen 10 times at this point. I really I keep showing it to people. I really like Terrified. So that's on Shudder now if you're interested to see what this guy can do. It's great. It's like about a haunted, not just a haunted house, but a haunted neighborhood.
Right.
Great movie. So let's see what this guy has going on.
Okay.
Uh-oh. He can't shoot that goat because he loves that goat. God damn it. Oh my lord.
What was that?
I didn't expect to see that.
Tough love?
Yeah, I guess. For 2 seconds, I thought they were going to do, I didn't think this, but I thought to myself, they do that thing in movies where you have a close up on someone's face and you hear the gunshot, but it's the opposite person who you thought was going to be shot. So I thought they were going to pan out and the goat was going to have a gun. If it finds you, it will consume you.
Oh,
well,
damn.
it looks like, yeah.
Something's going to pop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about 7 here. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you fight it, it will follow you. Oh.
Hay un embichado en el pueblo.
Estás asustando a mi familia.
¡Lo vi con mis propios ojos! ¡Estuve con...
Once I left a toy car on the steps like that, or right at the bottom of the steps.
Yeah.
And my mom broke her leg. And it was like 3 days before we were going to Disney.
Oh.
It was terrible for her. And I feel bad to this day. So thanks for the flashback to that movie.
Right.
Esto va a ser un infierno.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Demon, you can't stop. Hold on. This guy at the table. It almost looks like Dr. Loomis there.
A little bit.
A horror you can't unsee. Oh!
Tenemos que encontrar a la bestia.
I mean...
antes de que nazcan más.
I love this.
Oh.
Just keep driving, dude.
Tiempos de la fe. Se terminan rápido.
When evil lurks.
I'm in.
I'm definitely in.
Yeah.
You know, I was raving about Terrified because that movie has such good, interesting, well-made scares.
Right.
And I know there was talk of like remaking it recently, and it's amazing that they haven't remade it. But not that it needs it. I don't think it needs it at all. But this seems to be continuing that tradition, like for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, that was great.
Those are some awesome visuals.
Yeah.
Just, without per se the scare alone, just the, even at the beginning is kind of odd as it is, the goat walking right up to the shotgun and then it going black.
Yeah.
And then immediate hit with the axe,
yeah.
or just the little things like the kid dropping the truck on the stairs, or the guy looks back at the wife and holding her kid, and then immediately truck slams into.
Yeah,
I think
brutal.
There's gonna be some, yeah. So I'm in. I'm definitely
yeah.
in.
No, that's great. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I wasn't. It would have popped up on my Shutter eventually, but
right.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it, so that's great. That's one to definitely look for. I'm sure we'll be discussing it here.
Yes. So absolutely, if you're able to go see it in the theater, support movie theaters. Go do that first, and then watch it over and over again on Shutter.
Support Shutter.
Yes. So, but I thought you would like that one, and it was a perfect one to kick off the spooky month for us. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very excited for that.
Yes.
But we're not here to talk about goats or people with possession problems.
Right.
We're here to talk about aliens.
Alien invasions.
What are your stance on aliens? Just like real life aliens. Do you think we got them?
I think it would be arrogant to think that we're the only, sentient, intelligent beings in the vast universe.
That seems impossible, right?
The probability is almost.
I think it probably goes without saying that there is some kind of life elsewhere.
Right.
But do they want to come here and melt us with laser beams?
Or body snatch, or
steal our natural resources.
Yeah. But I think they exist in some capacity, whether we've seen them or not, or whether they've been here already. I've never seen any definitive personally, but I won't rule it out.
Mm-hmm. I'm way more open to this than say ghosts or something. I think not so much that maybe that they're invading us.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. You're just in denial about the whole ghost thing.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so, but
you had personal experiences that you have not been able to explain.
No, doesn't mean it's a ghost, Chris.
Okay, demon or a spirit, whatever you want to call it.
I don't want to call it those. But I'm not saying I think like, oh yes, aliens are here and they're stealing cows and probing people.
Right.
I just think there must be some life somewhere doing something.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Do they have saucers? I have a lot of questions. I don't know.
Right. That's a subject that I have more questions than answers to.
Sure.
And I've had no real personal experience with, so I can't, everything else is just speculation.
You ever seen a UFO?
Can't say that I have.
No?
I've
seen weird lights in the sky.
It's nothing like that. I haven't seen anything over, Devil's Tower or anything lately, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's alien reference,
Yes.
invasion reference, isn't it? Sort of.
But no, I don't know. I like the idea, I guess, but I don't believe it. I know a lot of people do. Cryptids are huge these days, and UFOs and these things. They're fun to talk about.
I honestly believe more that there's more proof of cryptid creatures than aliens itself.
You just want an excuse to Google Bigfoot scat because you'd love it. You freak.
No, but think about all the area of the world that we have not really.
It's evidence. I just want to see the evidence.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll take the footprints rather than the
No, I don't know.
I know what mine looks like when I go to the bathroom, and I've seen
Oh.
a bear shit in the woods. So that's twice the size of either one of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on from that.
I thought I'd end on that one. Yeah, that's
That shuts me down.
literally.
But no, I also don't have any I don't have any weird experiences or
Yeah.
anything like that. Aliens, cryptids, none of that stuff. But
Yeah.
I've always loved reading about them, and I
Yeah.
love the legends. So if you're a Bigfoot person, I embrace you. I
mean, we have kind of an area local one for us.
the Firebird, the bird,
The
the
Piasa bird.
Piasa bird. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm very into it.
Yeah.
I didn't even have the name right.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have birds here, so that's something.
This was more of like a dragon-esque creature, but a Native American lore.
Mhm.
And then like the
It's a really
Thunderbird,
cool story.
Yeah, it's a really cool story. Alton, Illinois has a big kind of museum and display of that. So look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, even like the Thunderbird, which who knows, they still say the Nessie is just a holdover from the
It's a person's hand doing this.
Jurassic. That's a big ass hand if that's
Huge.
yeah.
Nessie was my favorite as a kid. Of all the
Right.
cryptids, for sure, Nessie was the one.
Yeah.
I read like must have been 80s, 90s, like pulp novel. I think it was just
Okay.
called The Lock.
Okay.
Have you heard of this? And the cover was so scary to me. It was like just like an underwater Nessie face. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. The Lock book. Bach. The Lock Bach. The Lock book. Let me see. Yeah, it's looking at it now, it's maybe not so scary, but it's a Paul Zindel book. I wonder if I can get this to be full screen. I want to show you this cover.
Okay.
Open image in new tab. Oh, here we go, baby. All right, this is important. And if you're not watching on YouTube, maybe you should consider it.
Right. Let's see.
There we go. I read this book as a kid.
That is so 80s. Yeah.
It scared the crap out of me. It looks like it's not even underwater. It's moonlight.
I was saying it's above water coming out.
But there were specific moments in this that really scared me.
Block.
Really
the
scary.
hunters have become the hunted.
Yeah. Like there's a man's face trapped in the propellers of a boat, and they can't leave until they pry the man's face out. Oh, it's creepy stuff. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I was afraid of.
Well,
But we're not here to talk about Nessie.
No.
Aliens.
Chupacabras.
Is that an alien?
No.
Then why
It's
are
a
we talking
cryptid.
about it?
Exactly. But it could have been. You never know.
Okay. So yeah. So I was hoping that you had some kind of alien story or something. But since you don't,
no, I know.
I saw weird lights in the sky as a kid that I don't, but I was a kid. I don't know. It could have been anything.
Could have been a plane. Could have been a comet. Night of the Comets. I mean,
that's a fun movie.
That is a fun movie. It's not an alien invasion, but
nope. Adjacent, maybe.
Adjacent, yeah. All right, so we've got two choices here. What are we gonna do? We've picked some of the top alien invasion movies of all time, in our opinion.
These are our favorites, not the best.
Favorites, not the best.
Favorites.
Right.
So, if you just want to go back and forth, we'll just sort of say something about the movie, and we'll go back and forth.
All right. Do you want to go from reverse order? We'll do.
Yeah, we'll end with
our number ones.
Yeah.
I want to start off. I'm going to do a couple honorable mentions that didn't make the list.
Well, we want to clarify.
Yes.
These are alien invasion films.
Yes.
Not specifically like movies with aliens in them.
Right.
So like you're not going to see Alien on this list.
Yeah. Well, one of mine is
okay.
Alien.
But
one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah. Oh, honorable mentions, fine.
Yeah.
No, I have Alien on mine too
Yeah.
for my honorable mentions.
Yeah, because it was hard to place per se invasion, but if you consider on one anything that continued after the first one,
I guess Aliens is an alien invasion movie.
well, in three,
Oh, for sure, yeah, but it's one.
right? But one is the best one. Let's be honest.
I agree.
But
but here's where people they stop listening to me when I say I like Alien 3 more than Aliens. So
I can understand it. I like the situation, like almost the captive environment more.
It feels more like a weird sci-fi movie than action film.
Yeah.
You know. Well, I love Aliens, don't get me wrong. I love it.
Right.
But Alien 3 is more for me.
I mean, let's be honest, Aliens is some of the most quotable stuff, almost right up there with Ghostbusters.
Game over, man.
Yeah. What you got to say in the Bill
I
Paxton?
refuse. Nope. Do you want me to go first on this list?
I have one more, and it's Slither.
Very fun.
It's so, but yeah, now that I've done my honorable mentions, you go ahead.
Well, I have some honorable mentions too, but I'll do them. I'll do them at the end.
Okay. All right, let's go your number 5.
My number 5 favorite alien invasion film is Attack the Block.
That's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
I was hard pressed not to put this one on my list.
It's number 5 because it's not, not that it's not taken seriously, but it is a comedy in some ways.
Right.
But it's got Bodega, what's his name?
John Boyega.
John Boyega, sorry. John Boyega.
Bon Boyega?
Bon Boyega. John Boyega, who is excellent as the character Moses. It has Nick Frost, who I really like from the Simon Pegg movies.
Right.
And it's a great movie about these takes place in England, and there's all of a sudden aliens happening. It's like a little bit like it's like British Critters. Modern British Critters? Would you say that?
Yeah, I would probably associate that with.
Yeah. And it has comedy in there, but it also has some fun action. And the alien design is like what really cements this one, I think. The alien design is awesome. So definitely recommend Attack the Block.
Yeah, that's an awesome one. Okay, my number 5, and I have a feeling this one is going to be higher on your list, but it's the 1988 classic John Carpenter film, They Live.
It's a great film.
So, I mean, there's talk right now of it being, of them remaking it, and God, I hope they don't. I really hope they don't. We had this discussion on Discord, and I do kind of like the idea that they may go in a different direction. And I wouldn't want it a complete.
I don't want a remake.
I want almost a continuation with another guy.
That's what it has to be. You can't replace Piper.
Well, and then you can't replace Piper with Andy Serkis.
Well, if that casting rumor is true.
If that casting rumor is true. Because who would believe that Andy Serkis would walk into somewhere and say, I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Right. He can't be the same character. It just can't be. So that's not even an option.
Yeah. So
that is part of the fun of They Live, is that it has this badass guy at the center.
Right.
And he's doing crazy things like that. He's like the inspiration for like Duke Nukem and stuff, but that movie is special in its own way. I think you could do, and I'm not saying make it more serious, but you could take it in a different direction where it would maybe be more interesting. Not more interesting than if they tried to just remake it.
Right.
Not more interesting than the original.
Yeah. No. I get what you mean.
But I think there is a more intelligent way to do that. Right. And you could use somebody like Andy Serkis, and I would be really interested in that. Because he's not the type of guy you would immediately go, oh, who'd be good in They Live? Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
No,
but
no.
That's why I'm kind of intrigued by the idea.
Yeah.
He's a great actor. I really like him.
Right.
I like seeing him on the screen. So if that's something that gets to happen.
I said, as long as if they do like you were saying, and what I thought, it can't be a shot for shot reboot, remake.
That would be insane. They won't do that.
it would be so. I mean, I think it would catch so much shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think the trouble you're going to run into is people want that.
Right.
The immediate reaction is, oh, you didn't say true bubblegum. That is not going to happen.
no,
But
no,
people are going to want that. So, like,
not with him.
will they make them put that stuff in there, even though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes that stuff happens. Like in the new Evil Dead movie, she did not need to say, what line does she say at the end? It was an Ash line.
Yeah.
But it's like it didn't make sense for that character to say that,
No.
but she had to say it because Ash says it, and this is an Evil Dead movie.
Right.
I don't want them to fall into that trap.
No. I mean, I can see somebody like, and I know on Discord that I said Alan Richardson. I can see him playing that Piper kind of role,
Mm-hmm.
and the dude is just massively, you know. So I mean, I can kind of see a guy like him saying something like that.
But
If
to
you
me,
wanted,
it's
if you had to force that line in, you need a guy like that.
the
Is what I'm
size,
saying.
the size thing, yes, but more importantly, it's the attitude.
Right, and I mean, that guy's got the same,
So,
because he's Jack Reacher on the
right.
show, and
Circus, I just don't think
yeah.
Circus has that.
No, he's not. He can be in an action movie, but he's not an action hero.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to pull off that Piper kind of character, you need to be an action hero.
Sure. Yep.
So
Absolutely.
if that makes sense. I mean,
nope. Totally. Totally.
So,
that's a great choice.
But that's
for
my
sure.
5.
All right.
All right.
My number 4 is Cloverfield / 10 Cloverfield Lane. I'm putting them both because I think together they make an excellent little double feature.
Yeah.
And they're telling sort of the same story, but from very different angles.
Yeah. One of John Goodman's best performances in my mind.
Love it. Love it. He's so good in that.
Yeah.
I really like, and you know, some people don't really like found footage movies for regular Cloverfield, but
right.
You know, there's no denying for me the experience of seeing that in the theater.
Right.
And like the vertigo you get when they're in those buildings that are leaning, or like when they're in the sewer areas and there's the smoke and the creatures, and it's claustrophobic and scary. The
right.
handheld camera really makes that work. So you know, the scale of the massive creature,
right.
You can really feel all that because we're in this handheld found footage.
Well, and that's the one thing that you miss out if you haven't seen it in a theater.
Oh, for sure.
I think that kind of diminishes it a little bit.
It almost becomes like a YouTube video when you watch it at home, you know?
Right. So I think the massive scale of actually seeing that film originally in the theater kind of adds to it.
That really helped. Yeah, that really helps add to the movie for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm going to put those there. Excellent creature design.
Right.
Just super fun experience, and that the theatrical experience went a long way there for me too. I just love that movie.
Yeah, I'll definitely admit on that one. That's I would love to see that one come back out just in theaters, and especially since we may not get anything really new, you know, other than 1 or 2 movies for a little while. Something like that would be a
20-year anniversary in what, 4 years or so?
Yeah.
So maybe around then.
Yeah. Okay, my number 4, and I did classify this as an alien invasion movie, is Fire in the Sky.
Oh, it is. I think so. It's also
it's very disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just I mean, this is one of those films that I really like because it makes you think about it for a long time after you've seen it.
Yeah. But
it really puts that in your
the thing I think of when I think of that movie is, yes, the terrible extended imagery at the end when the actual abduction happens.
Right.
But also, aren't they like loggers or something? Or they're not loggers, but they're cutting down trees. What's a person that does that called?
It's a logger. Yeah.
Okay.
They don't really call them lumberjacks anymore.
Right. I was trying not to say the word lumberjack.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Right. No. But I always think of that as well. And what I like about that is, because I saw that movie pretty young.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm in the woods, I then associate with that movie. and I'm like, oh, this is immediately more fun because I'm a little bit creeped out
Yeah.
because what's going on out here, you know?
Well, and there's so much tension buildup
Well, between
throughout
the
that whole movie.
guys,
That's what I
and
mean.
and
Yeah.
then the release is
I
bad.
don't know if you, yeah, I was just saying, I don't know if you want to really say release.
Oh, it's a release.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that has come close to that as far as disturbing alien abduction that I can think of is recently Nope had a fraction of it.
Right. Right.
Nope had a scene like that that was pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
But I don't think comes close to the. It's prolonged in Fire in the Sky, and
Yeah. Yeah. It
it's
makes it
nightmarish.
such a great, that makes it such a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, just like I said, the tension build up to the point of, like, I guess you would say a release, but it's such a
But not the release you want.
horrific, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't end well. Yeah.
No.
So,
All right. Very
yeah,
good.
that's my number 4.
All right. So then my number 3. Invaders from Mars. Toby Hooper.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
It's not a movie that I see talked about very often,
Mm-mm.
to be honest with you. But what I like about it is sort of the ultimate version of sort of that 50s sci-fi, even though it's not a 50s, it's the 80s, but
Right.
it's sort of an 80s interpretation of one of those 50s sci-fi alien invasion movies,
Yeah.
right? It's the perfect little town, and this little kid realizes something's going on, and there was a ship that lands in his backyard, and
Right.
his parents go to check it out, and then things keep getting weirder.
Mm-hmm.
Really fun. Classic, just like if you want like a classic, and this is probably, it's been a little while since I watched it, but like this is probably safe to watch with the kids if they're into this kind of thing.
A little bit of scare stuff.
It's not no.
over. Yeah.
No, and the alien design is ridiculous and crazy.
Goosebump scare. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit like that, yeah. But if you want a classic alien invasion story, I don't think you can really do better than Invaders from Mars. So
Yeah.
that definitely gets a thumbs up. And Toby Hooper, I don't want to call him underappreciated, but maybe not forgotten either. But he's not being talked about.
I was saying he's not in that top
times.
tier of talked about directors.
Probably. I mean, yeah, the nerds know.
Yeah.
The horror nerds know, of course.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely.
But I'd like to get this back into the eye.
Awesome.
So that's Invaders from Mars.
Okay. My number 3 is another classic. And not the remake, but the 1978 Invasion of
the Body Snatchers.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
I mean, how many iconic memes are with his
face? Yeah, it's a classic. That movie, it does everything right.
For something that's not uber special effects and not, it just, like I said, horror movies to me, and especially like things that themed stuff, I want the feel. I want to be more creeped out than gored. So,
it'd be terrible to be gored.
I know, right?
But no, yeah, that movie, it is a remake itself, right?
Right.
But it again like taps into that classic 50s like paranoia.
Yeah.
That it's just like classic sci-fi.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Yeah, absolutely. Good choice.
So, but yep, that one's my number 3.
All right. That was your number 3 or your number 4?
Number 3. We did 5. I had They Live, Fire in the Sky, and Invasion.
I have 6 on my list that I'm looking at. Okay. I'm just realizing.
That's fine.
Well, I'll do 6.
Okay.
So my number 3 is Life Force.
That's a good one.
Have you seen it?
Yes. Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah, for sure. Another thing to consider is that it's another Tobe Hooper movie.
Yeah.
So Tobe Hooper, double time, and I put them right next to each other on purpose.
Back to back Hooper.
Yeah, do a hoop time. No, that Life Force is fun because it's like you get a little bit of sort of like you yes, you get the strange alien. First of all, they're like alien vampires.
Right.
You get a naked woman walking around for a large chunk of the movie, which is pretty sweet.
Right.
You get you get to go, they're in space at the beginning, and there's all kinds of weird, like, whoa, what are these weird chambers and what is this and whatever. There's the sci-fi element happening for sure, but then there's also more of a fantastic element where they have this spiritual connection and Patrick Stewart is possessed.
Yeah.
And boy, it's a weird, and then at the end there's like all the energy flowing and it's like apocalyptic. It's like really weird movie. So that would be definitely my number 3. It's, if you haven't seen Life Force and you want to see space vampires being weird,
that's a definite one.
Yep. But that's my number 3.
Okay. Well, I will go back and I'll do a 6th.
Okay.
So that way we're even on the next one.
It's so funny that I said let's do top 5 and I've written 6.
I know. That's the one. Always. I'm always cleaning up after you. Anyway, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
I can't put it ahead of any of the ones I have on the top 5, but it's just such an over-the-top fun movie. I mean, the clown car, the
balloon dog. The balloon dog makes me cry.
I know.
It's the funniest thing ever. It's so good.
Really, like the first time I saw it when I was a little bit old, I think I about hyperventilated and I was laughing so much.
Yep.
With the balloon dog.
So good. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
We showed this to Zora just a couple weeks ago. I might have talked about it on the show. I don't remember, but it's perfect. She's 10. It grabbed her immediately. She loved it. She was so into it. And she immediately was like, are there special features on this disc? Can we see how they did that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But
very fun. So yeah, highly recommend Killer Clowns.
Yes. Okay, so you're number 2.
My number 2, 90s classic, The Faculty. Love it.
That's a good one.
Love this movie. It's like very relatable because it all is like a high school and everyone's a shithead anyway. And like the coach is mean.
Brings back memories, does
it? Yes. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's hair is weird.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart has a weird goatee. I like it. I think that movie holds up maybe more than you realize. I watched it recently like a couple of times.
Right.
It's, if you haven't seen Faculty in a while,
I
think it really holds up. And it's like, I don't remember it being so sci-fi, but it really is.
Yeah.
I remember being more of a slasher, but it's not.
I haven't seen it in a while. Famke Janssen's in that one, right?
Sure is.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yes, I remember it quite well.
Yep. Boy, yeah, she's great. One of my favorite Bond ladies.
Yes. On the top.
Yeah, that's right. What does the guy say? Wait, what's her first name?
Is it Natalia?
Is it Natalia? Something like that. And the guy's like, I can't. And then like the guy, he opens the closet and he falls out and it scares the hell out of me. GoldenEye. Anyway, that's my number 2. I think it's great. 2. People should revisit if they haven't in a long time. Very fun.
Yeah. My number 2 is Signs.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That's probably M. Night's, I would say, in that top 3, if not top 2.
Hard to beat Sixth Sense. I don't think you can.
Yeah. But it's close. I mean, it's really close. I mean, it's got the special effects. Let's be honest, the aliens aren't great. But
they're fine.
I mean, they're fine. But some of the framing of the shots that he does, and just like, his typical like foreshadowing, that you don't, it's not blatantly there until you've seen the whole movie.
Like, why are the glasses of water everywhere?
Right, right. I still say I'll be safe in my house with my daughter with bottles of water that she leaves half full all over the house.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know
I'm
people
good
like
when
to
the aliens come.
people like to trash that movie because, like, oh, they came to Earth and they didn't realize how much water was here, But I think that
I,
movie's great.
I mean, think about it. If an alien species is from another planet and has never had that, how would you know?
Like, they've never encountered water.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Wouldn't you, to be safe, if you were invading a planet, maybe put some pants on, maybe a shirt? Why are aliens always nude?
I know, right?
They're always nude. Why?
Yeah,
Well, they've evolved beyond the need for clothes. No, they haven't.
yeah.
They clearly need clothes.
Put that junk away, damn it.
Oh, they don't ever have it.
And that's what I mean.
Sucks. Here it is. I'm drawing a line in the sand.
Okay.
If you're gonna do naked aliens, they have to have huge hogs. They have to be visible. Have to be. And if you're not brave enough to do that, then put some pants on them.
Pants on them.
End of discussion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Put them in the aliens attacks outfits if they're not going to have,
Make a decision.
A third leg.
Filmmakers, you're on notice.
Yeah. But yeah, Signs. It's such a good movie.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
fun.
then and yet again, you don't really see the aliens until 2/3 through the movie, and there's just so much like
that movie really worked on me the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
We were on vacation, I think in like New Mexico or something.
Oh, nice.
And we always go to it was like a thing we did, like on vacation, you go see a movie while you're out.
Right.
And it's like one of those things where you now have this nice, oh, remember we saw that movie? We were in Washington, D.C. or like the movie Contact I saw in D.C. and I will never forget the whole day. Like my cousin fell on an escalator and like gashed her knee really bad.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm saying though. I think it's great to do that while you're on a vacation, go see a movie and then you have a nice story. So for this one, I was really buying into the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it really freaked me out. And I remember like driving home from the theater, and I think we'd gone to an earlier showing, and like the sun was starting to set just as we were driving back to the theater. And I remember like trying to shrink into the back seat of the car, like, I don't know if I'm going to be good
getting
tonight.
that tension. Should we board up our windows in our hotel room?
And the thing was that we were there, I think specifically my parents wanted to see this meteor shower that was happening.
Oh yeah,
and it was like that night. And so we're out there in the middle of nowhere, New Mexico, the land of Roswell.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, they're up there. Yeah. So that was fun. Great movie for sure.
Yes. So all right.
My number one.
We
already talked about it. It's They Live.
Yeah.
Absolute favorite. I love all these. I think Signs could have probably gone on my list, but I knew you'd pick it.
Yeah.
Or at least I thought you did. We would. So I would also put Nope as an honorable mention because I think Nope is excellent. I've seen it a few times now.
Right.
It's a classic for me. It will be for sure. I really, really like Nope.
You like it a little more than I do. I'm okay with it.
But... Sure. Yeah. No. I do think it might be my most rewatched Jordan Peele movie. I think Get Out is my favorite, but I watched Nope more.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. But also The Thing, of course. Like you have to mention The Thing, but that I think that would be on most people's list probably.
Well, it's my number one, so.
Oh! I didn't know we were I thought there was more. Whoops.
Remember, I added Killer Clowns to make your 6,
So what's your number one, Chris? I'd like to know.
My list normally bookended until I had to add an extra one.
Yeah, my bad.
Because you could be satisfied for 5 with another John Carpenter movie. The Thing.
Whoops. I love it. I do. Come on.
I know.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I had a specific sort of vibe in mind for
Right.
these alien invasion movies. And this, I mean, yeah, the thing is what it is. It's incredible. It's
Right.
one
right.
of the best. The effects, amazing. Everything about it's amazing. Kurt Russell,
Yeah, I mean,
amazing.
for the time, and even now at this point, I mean, there's a little things you can tweak a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, special effects wise,
Mhm.
yeah, it's just
And also, what alien is scarier?
no doubt.
Legitimately, what alien is scarier? Maybe the xenomorph.
I mean, that's about the only one that I can really think of, just because they're like, you know, rats to a degree, the xenomorphs, because they're just come in such onslaught and such, you've got the gear terrifying imagery on that. That's about the only other one that I can really think of that would be more frightening than this
I mean, the
Fama
other,
blob with teeth and claws
really,
and
the only other like main option is like the big head and the big eyes. You know, like
yeah,
that's the thing. And it's like, yeah, that would be scary to see in your room at night, but
right.
on screen, and we're going to talk about something like that later. But
Yes,
and
yes.
it can work,
Right.
but I think the thing is like 10 times scarier.
Oh, absolutely. Than any of the what they call gray man
Right, exactly.
aliens. So yeah,
Absolutely agree.
right.
I'm sorry I ruined your number
It's all
one.
right. I'm used to
And
it.
of course, the alien movies.
Yes,
Again, I don't really put them in this category. They're incredible.
right.
But yeah, there's our alien movie.
I
Anything
would
else?
I would almost classify. I know it's kind of like I don't know in some genre of the alien invasion, but aliens I would almost classify as an alien infestation, not per se an invasion.
Yeah, I think of it more as an action movie, less than a
Yeah.
horror movie.
So, but I mean, on our list, no. I mean, there's so many. Honestly, there's so many good movies that are like not as well known and lower budget that they're generally pretty good. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and the alien invasion thing, you can go comedy, you can go. I mean, look, Mars Attacks. I
Sure.
mean, that's
Well, I don't know where you put this movie. I mean, it has an
eh,
alien in it, and it's a comedy. But Paul,
yeah, Paul.
he's
I
not
mean,
invading.
no, no,
I love it though. It kind of goes along with Shaun of the
yeah,
Dead and those movies.
right. I mean, you can even go like if you want to go comedy, Earth Girls Are Easy.
Sure.
You
Oh, for sure.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just the alien thing you can do so many, you know,
Yeah.
Starman,
Suburban Commando.
yes,
That's the number one alien invasion
that
movie,
needs to
dude.
be a five night rental or
5 day
5 day
rentals.
rental.
Get to
Yeah,
it. That's a
yes,
5-star banger for
that is a
sure.
5-star banger.
Yeah, dude.
So
I will admit that Suburban Commando is a movie that I had the VHS for, and we watched it a lot.
yeah,
That
broke
and
I broke the tape on that one.
yeah, I watched that and Mr. Nanny a bunch. But Suburban Commando was the one that I
Critters is another one that I would
Suburban
classify in that.
Weirdly goes with Critters, if you ask me.
I know,
Like
that's what I said.
they have a similar visual, but also like there's something about them. They go together. Maybe because I watched Critters a lot.
Yeah.
I rented Critters 2 so many times.
They almost have that 80s hairband feel to them.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, and they
So,
both have like alien bounty hunters.
yes.
Yep. Yep. Isn't Michael Ironside the bad guy in Suburban Commando?
I think so.
Or is it a guy that looks like him? I can't.
Maybe a guy that looks like him.
Hang on. Suburban. And isn't it? It's Christopher Lloyd is the main guy. Is it? I wonder if it's not Ironside. And I just sort of always thought that.
Yeah.
It's what, because I haven't really seen it since I was a kid. Let me see. Oh, it might be. No, it's not him. Who's the bad guy? I mean, it has the Undertaker in it.
Yeah.
He's one of the bad guys. The
Right.
whatever. Who's the damn bad guy?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well,
It's
it's
been a while
clearly
since
not
I've seen it.
Ironside,
No.
but he's like a sort of angry bald guy.
Yeah.
Wait, Shelley Duvall is in it? I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
She's Christopher Lloyd's wife.
Oh shit.
I wonder if this is the bad guy. No, it's not that guy either. Man, I don't know. I don't know anymore. This is very scary because I don't even remember the character's name. Whoa. Okay, this is blowing my mind. I'm just going to Google Suburban
Okay.
Commando villain.
Yes.
General Suter is the character's name.
Okay.
And I'm seeing his photo. Hang on, General Suter. Who is that guy? William Ball. William Ball is the actor. Known for Suburban Commando. He was in like 4 movies.
Really?
He was in 4 movies. Well, if you look at a picture of that character, General Suter, I think you'll see why I thought it was
right.
Ironside. Isn't Ironside in some alien movie? Like alien invasion movie?
Yeah, I thought so.
This is important that we do this. I mean, aside from Starship Troopers, of course.
Right.
It's like, and people love this. I know,
right?
What was it called? I'm almost there.
Okay, almost. You can do it.
Yep.
Time is ticking.
It's
the
called.
Bomb's going off.
It's called Extraterrestrial.
Okay.
What? There's another one called The Greys. And is that also? Well, he's in a lot of stuff I like.
Yeah.
I want to know what The Greys is. Join me as I Google things.
Yes.
The Greys. There it is. Seriously. I keep middle clicking and then it scrolls up.
Right.
All right, here we go. Sci-fi. Oh, is it a short? Might be a short, but it's a sci-fi. It's a 5-minute short. Anyway, Extraterrestrial is the movie, and he is in it, and it is a full-on alien invasion movie.
Okay.
I'd put it at a B tier.
Right.
There's really no other names in there that I recognize, but if you want to watch one that maybe isn't as well known, Extraterrestrial 2014. I remember it not being terrible or anything.
Right.
Anyway, that's it.
Right.
No more. The floor is closed for Ironside movies.
Yes. Now, another movie that it's alien invasion movie that never really gets talked about. Jeff Goldblum, Peter Weller, Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I talk about it.
John the Big Booty.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were gonna mention it's gone. I had something else. It's gone. Yeah, no, that's fun. Yeah. So
okay, let's get into the
alien invasion films.
Yes.
We watched a new Hulu exclusive called No One Will Save You. I'm not sure how well known. I know I've seen a lot of people talking about it. But we figured we'd show you the trailer.
Yeah, this was written and directed by Brian Duffeld.
I don't know the man.
And the budget on this thing for what this movie was I mean pretty amazing that they did this movie for a $22 million budget.
Yeah.
The way movies have gone. And the lead actress in this is probably best well known for being on the Tim Allen sitcom Last Man Standing.
Oh, okay.
She's been on a bunch of other small stuffs and had some roles in some other things, but
I didn't recognize her. So,
Kathleen Deaver is her name. She was like the youngest daughter
okay.
in Tim Allen's show. But
Well, let's take a look at this trailer so people know what we're going to be talking about here.
yep.
Hulu. There are over 1.65 million home invasions per year. So the trailer is psyching you out.
Uh-huh.
This one is different.
I love the way this like completely until real close takes you in a different direction than you think it's going.
That's what I'm saying, like psyching you out. Slide under the bed. Smashed by the door.
That was such a cool scene. That
whole bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will get into it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything yet.
No.
Box cutter.
Yep.
This is giving me a lot.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yep.
No, Argyle, not now.
Not yet.
All right. So we watched No One Will Save You.
Yes.
I did not take any notes or anything, but we can use the Wikipedia.
Right. I will say, even if you watch this trailer, it does give stuff away, but it in turn gives nothing away.
I wonder if we shouldn't go through the. Maybe we should not go through the plot. I don't want to spoil it because that's really. I don't think we should go through the plot.
Okay.
I want to leave this open for my reference. But
I was going to say open it for your reference because names and stuff per se.
Yep.
And I just want to say this gives, again, I'm a, cinematography file. I love that stuff. This has some great imagery for such a, what's kind of constituted as a lower budget film.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And the fact that there's literally, I think, like 5 words of dialogue in this whole movie.
There's not a whole lot. I noticed that pretty quickly that there wasn't much dialogue. It's not that there wasn't speech because like there's a person that drives by and calls her a freak and there's all kinds there's like lots of little stuff and she's like muttering to herself for much of the movie.
Right.
But there is very little,
but no like genuine back and forth dialogue.
No, right.
Yeah.
And in that sense, it's pretty amazing that it works at all.
Yeah.
Because the plot is all visual.
Yeah.
It's all visual.
And you've got to give it to the girl for her acting.
Oh, she sells
literally. I mean, she, her reactions and, you really get a sense of panic with a lot of things that go on.
Oh, yeah.
And then you start having questions the further you go into the movie. Of like what's really going on and what's happening.
Okay. Not to knock the movie too soon.
Right.
But I really thought I had something figured out. And by the time we got to the end, it was taking a lot of the steps to get there, but then it never did the final twist that I expected.
Right.
Which bummed me out because I'm like, oh, well, I figured that out in the first 20 minutes. So that bummed me out.
Right.
But that being said, it was still, I let's just say this, I enjoyed it. It's a fun alien invasion movie. In fact,
Right.
in the first 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, once she starts getting out, because I hadn't even seen the trailer.
Right.
I hadn't seen anything. I didn't know anything about it. I'd seen the poster. That was it. I knew it was
Yeah.
aliens. That's all I knew.
Right.
Number one, I love that the movie gets into it fast.
Yes.
We set up this character. We see one day of her life, and then that night, alien
Boom.
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's pretty well nonstop imagery from then on.
Yeah, no, it's pretty impressive, honestly. But I had a bigger point. I had a bigger point. What was it? So I'm frozen.
Initially, you were
I'm
talking.
frozen.
Initially, you were going with where you thought the movie was going, but then it took it in a
Yeah.
slightly different than what.
I got it.
Okay.
About 30 minutes in, 40 minutes in, I turned to my wife and I said, "This, I didn't expect this movie to do this, because I thought the whole movie was going to be her being chased in her home.
Right.
Like, I thought that would be it.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were going to
Go outside
go,
of that
you
little
know,
area. Yeah.
and it's not just a little bit; it's a lot.
Oh yeah, it is a lot.
You do get a better sense of the scale of things,
Hmm.
and I like when all that stuff is revealed. And I know that's a bit of a spoiler, and we will be dropping some spoilers, right? But,
Right. Right.
I am going to say people should see this movie
Oh, absolutely.
if you are into alien invasion at all.
Yeah.
It's got some fun stuff. It's got some stuff that I was like, yeah, I wouldn't have gone there. That was like an internet video, but some of it was great. I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of the big alien at the end
Right.
doing air traffic control to the flying saucer,
Yeah, right.
and it just looks like a creepypasta, like
Right. Right. I get that. Yeah.
it just seems cheap, and it doesn't seem very inspired to me. But I like the little guy who
Mhm.
chases her down the hallway, and he does that thing where he sits with his hands like this.
Yeah.
I like that, because I'm like,
And just stares at her.
yeah,
I mean, that was a real sense of,
that was good.
yeah.
So I like that little guy, but I didn't really like the tall man, the slender man alien.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
the queen, whatever.
I don't
or
know.
Whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to the beginning, the first shots, probably the first night
Yeah.
that she experiences everything,
Hmm.
like, really good, like some top-notch alien stuff.
Yeah.
All the shots of it being in the background, or like you see it through the glass kind of, and it's kind of obscured, or you see it behind, but you see the eyes glowing. I like all that stuff a lot.
Right.
It looks good for the most part, although, I kind of mentioned this earlier. The alien design is like, they're kind of like,
Generic.
yeah,
Generic.
you're gray or
It's
whatever.
the generic gray man.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, that's kind of it's almost a typical trope.
And I
Oh,
wonder if
oh.
I wonder if they spent less time on creature design because they were more worried about plotting all this action or whatever. And it's like, we don't have time to make some crazy alien. So it also has a trope. I don't know if I want to spoil that. There is an alien trope in this that happens a lot that I'm kind of tired of.
Right.
And that is I'll just say this. If you don't want to know, skip ahead for 10 seconds. The parasitic alien controlling the other alien.
Right.
We've seen it many times. It makes sense. Like, these guys would start it, and then they would take over this other race, and then they would move on to other planets and whatever, expand their reign or whatever.
Right.
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying, like, we've seen it a lot.
Right.
So
the symbiote.
Oh, sure, that's one.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking of like Independence Day. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So whatever. And I'm not really a fan of like how human they are, but what are you going to do? I mean,
right.
It is what it is. These are classic aliens, and that's the thing. I can't really complain because they are like sort of classic aliens.
Right.
If you want to watch an alien movie that's not like Aliens,
Right.
like as in Ridley
Now
Scott.
the one scene in the woods where she confronts that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not trying to get too much into that part, you know,
Yeah.
because I think it was the way he did that.
I also
know.
have questions about really at the end the doppelganger thing.
I'm not sure if that's per se.
Is that
And
real?
that's yeah. There's a lot of things that you're not sure what is real and what's not.
Yeah.
So I mean that I think kind of adds to, you know, especially in the final scene.
I think that's real. The final scene. And it's like somehow, well, I don't want to spoil these things.
Yeah.
But it's like maybe now she fits in. She finally feels comfortable around other people.
Well, and I mean, just as a character story, she hasn't felt like she's fitted in for a very long time.
Since she was 12.
Even before that, right.
Yeah.
And that's explained in the movie. So
yeah,
there's some actually really powerful scenes that yet again have no dialogue whatsoever.
Yeah.
That explain that whole situation.
There's some spitting.
Yeah.
She starts to talk there.
Yeah.
Is immediately spit on.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, I like the fact that she tries to get away. Does she just not have a cell phone? She seems like the kind of person that would just like not have one. Who am I going to call?
Right. Yeah.
She has a house phone and that's it.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, did they say this takes place in a certain year?
No. And it seems more modern day, like up to date now, just by the outfits and everything else.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, but if you're interested in, your basic alien invasion, I mean, this does a lot of that stuff really well, and it has some interesting ideas.
Right.
The bus scene, I think people will respond well to.
Yep.
I'm kind of over like people crawling weird to be scary. Like I'm just like, we've seen it in everything.
Right.
But
the one thing you do have to figure is look at the budget. To do something that's out of the ordinary probably would have been a lot more, even just in practical effect expense.
Sure.
You know, so, but there's a ton, don't get me wrong, there's a ton of visual cues that are amazing. And I really think.
I think my overall thing would be, I couldn't put this at the top of the list.
No.
But I would put it on the list somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's definitely good, and it's something I would not mind rewatching.
Right.
And I think people will like this movie.
Yeah.
Particularly like if you have a younger viewer, and I think it doesn't really have anything
over the top.
A younger person could see this. Like I think Zora could see this even.
Oh yeah.
Might freak her out, but I think she could watch this. There's no nudity. There's violence, but there's no swearing at all. There's no dialogue really.
Right.
So if you have a younger person who is interested in aliens, they could probably get away with this.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's some really tense moments.
And I think, and it does have tension, and a lot of them work really well.
Yeah.
Which is why it's really what makes the movie work.
And the thing is, it's believable tension, I think.
Yeah, someone's in your house.
In that aspect, yeah. I mean, mind you, we're talking aliens, but I meant the tension itself, the build up beforehand. You know, you can almost replace it with a serial killer, and the tension is, just as intense.
For sure. So. I'll tell you what I thought the twist was going to be.
Okay.
I thought the twist was going to be that she.
Now this is not the actual twist. This is what you thought.
This was what I was thinking.
Just to clarify for people, yeah.
I thought the twist was going to be that she was a serial killer. That's why she lives alone and is all weird.
Right.
And, like it would kind of make sense. Like they were going to uncover like in the basement a bunch of bodies or something.
Right.
Or when they're in the woods, and then somehow her weird guilt
comes at her. Yeah.
When they copy her or whatever. Like
right.
it would be like, whoa.
It's her mental manifestation.
Yeah, whatever
No,
that
and
is.
she would wake up from something,
Yeah.
imagining that.
But it didn't end up being that. And the other thing I thought was, and I was really hoping for, but this just isn't the movie style, I guess.
Right.
But once that alien came out of the other alien, I thought the host alien was going to be on her team.
Oh,
I
like
was
it
like,
was from a different planet or
yeah,
something,
and he was going to like
it
suddenly
occupied.
wake up and go, oh no, I'm not the bad guy. Let me help you take care of these guys.
Right.
And it would have been cool them like teaming up, like District 9 or something.
Yeah.
Another great movie with aliens.
Yes.
But that did not happen. That seems like more of a comic book thing. A friendly alien helping you fight other aliens.
Right.
So I get why that didn't happen, but I was sort of hoping for that. But yeah, it's just like one person against an invasion.
Small cast. I mean, for the most part, as main cast anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's one person, aliens, and a bunch of momentary background characters.
Not that they're not important, but you don't see them too much.
And that's you just the film itself focuses on the girl. So,
but no, I think just to conclude on it, I can definitely recommend it if you have Hulu.
Oh, absolutely.
I spent 90 minutes trying to get Hulu to work on Friday night to watch this. It was terrible. And I had to call their tech support I think I ended up calling them
9:30 at night.
I think it was like 10 or something. Yeah, it was right around. I didn't get it solved until like around 11.
I was saying you texted me at like 11 that you were still finally getting it.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Hulu's tech support. It took them a little bit,
right?
But once they had some good suggestions, and they figured it out.
There you go.
So, yeah, I didn't get the guy's name, but great work, buddy. They have good on hold music.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you ever want to hear a good song, call Hulu's tech support. But anyway, I have nothing else to say really about this movie, but I do recommend it.
Yeah,
on our scale of should you or shouldn't you, I give it a thumbs up. You should check it out, particularly with the spooky month here. I tend to watch more slashers or supernatural things, so it was really refreshing to see something a little bit different, to be honest. So I'm glad you recommended it. And yeah, I know I definitely liked it. So I would recommend it for sure.
Awesome.
Not going to blow your mind, but it's a good night. It's a good night in front of the TV.
Yeah. It definitely is I mean, it has the elements of some horror.
Oh, it's scary.
But I'd have a hard time to really say like horror movie.
I think for some people this could really be effective.
Yeah, it's very intense in spots, especially like you said, the first 40 minutes I think is probably some of the most intense like footage of the movie per se.
Sure. But yeah, I could see this being pretty effective for people if they, depending on how you feel about aliens or whatever. So no, thumbs up for sure. I think it's a great start to October.
Absolutely.
We'll start with something a little easier.
Right. And then go full on into, religious demonic possession next week.
Oh yes, we will be back. We'll be covering Exorcist if everything goes to plan.
Yep.
So that is what the plan is for next time.
Absolutely.
Please jump in the Discord if you watch this movie. Let us know what you thought of it. If you have other suggestions for alien movies, I'm kind of in the mood for it. So if people have something, please. If I didn't mention it, I'd like to know.
Yeah,
for sure.
And don't forget, get your scary stories in.
Send us scary stories. Anything. Send it to that email, nerdsgeeksinks@gmail.com. If something strange happened to you, if you think maybe you had some kind of weird experience, alien
kind
experience,
of paranormal, any kind of paranormal experience,
anything weird, send it to us. We want to talk about it on the air, and we will.
Yep. So, you got anything else this week?
Not that I'm telling you about on this show.
I know, right? Maybe afterwards.
I'm so ready for the spooky month. I'm ready to do this.
I know,
Chris. This has been a delight.
Yes. I am. Can you believe this is our 4th spooky month that we've done?
Yes.
So
Yes, I can believe it because I'm struggling to come up with things to do. Not really. There's great things, but I keep having to go, well, we've already done that. We've already done that. Well. So, but it's a good problem to have because we've been going for this long and people are still listening and I love it. So
yes, absolutely. All over the, and I'm so happy we get people from all over the world. You guys are great fans. Join the Discord to get in on it.
Come on, nerds.
Right. So
do it.
Well,
awesome.
Have a good first week of the Halloween month, and we can say that we will see you guys next week.
Let's keep it spooky.
All right.
Goodbye.